So today we are actually going to speak on how you can also turn every moment of your life, like day to day, your day to day life routines into enjoyable, fun instances, and how you can make your daily moment, I mean, your everyday tasks you are doing every day into really enjoyable instances. And to discuss about that, I have my lovely guest L. Hello, L.
Hi, hi. Hi, Mr. P.
So yeah, Mr. P or Mr. Pierre if you prefer, and or even Pierre-Henry, and we are going to speak about this. So I will first start and then I will speak to my guest, and I'm sure she has a lot of amazing ideas how you can also make your life just the best ever. In my case, I believe everything you do daily. So, for instance, you wake up and you don't really like to wake up in the morning because you associate that moment on going to work or having again some routine you don't really like, and for you you just prefer to stay in the bed to watch a movie or just to pet your dog, and you are not really like, oh, the alarm rings, it means I have maybe to wake up the kids, I have to do my my duty, like my routine I don't really like, and then my job I don't really enjoy either. And maybe it has to start actually from the beginning, from the first second when you wake up. So for instance, when your alarm rings, you could just, I don't know, change the song of your alarm to a really nice song or music you really like. So instead of having a noisy alarm you don't like, just have a beautiful song and just replace already that. And then maybe the bedroom is not really appropriate. You can make your morning routine quite fun. I don't know. In my case, since nowadays I live more or less, I used to live in a kind of a futon. Now I sleep on a kind of a futon before. Now I sleep on a mattress, but on the floor it's like those kind of mattress you can just fold in once you woke up, and it's much easier to leave the bed. I mean, to get on the bed, and then to start your daily routine. So first the alarm, then obviously you could have a kind of a drone light, like the kind of light that wakes you up, that reproduces the sunrise, and that's also very handy because sometimes you don't have maybe windows in your bedroom, or maybe you have just a blind, but it's not really pleasant to higher the blind, or to lower the blind before to go to bed. So sometimes you might just have those kind of really nice light you really like, and it's much more enjoyable, like kind of a drone light. You could have also a, I don't know, a really nice breakfast every morning when you wake up, like the best breakfast you love. So first you would like have 2 glasses of water when you wake up, just to clean up your body. Then you would have a nice shower, but again the shower, maybe you don't like your morning routine because the shower is not really enjoyable. So think about what you can change. Maybe have funny towels with I don't know, some funny characters, like those kind of, I don't know, Pikachu's,
Or maybe shower with your partner.
or shower with your partner. That's an excellent idea, to have like a lovely moment in the morning, of course. that's really like the best.
Yeah, it makes the showering enjoyable.
Much
and,
more enjoyable, and you don't feel, if you have obviously like that option, if you don't live alone, because you have an interaction and you share the same moment together, and you can just
Yeah, you can soap each
play.
other, you know.
Exactly. No, it's really really good actually. So morning routine, having a dual light. Maybe you can find one on Amazon that increases the light bit per bit in your bedroom, that reproduces exactly what the sun does. You can have a really nice alarm with a really lovely music. You can try, but maybe perhaps to sleep on a futon, or maybe elsewhere in hammock, or hammock, or maybe I don't know, to sleep in the living room if it's easier.
In a waterbed.
On a waterbed, yes, exactly. Why
Never
not?
been.
No, but you should try. Otherwise, you don't know. Maybe it will help you to, make also the sleep fun, and everything in your life should be enjoyable. And then having a shower with your partner, if that's possible, your wife, your husband, whatsoever, or maybe I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure it's a good idea, but if you have a pet, a cat, a dog, maybe just to say hello to your pet, then going to the shower and having a fun music. Some people, they like to listen, some music, and maybe to sing perhaps when they are in the shower, and then maybe doing some exercise, have a jogging. I mean, like running a bit around a few blocks where you live in your neighborhood, and then you will maybe have, I don't know, an hour for you, just for you. If you wake up early, also waking up early will make your daily routine much enjoyable. I know first it's hard to wake up early, but once you have the habit of waking up early, it's part of your day-to-day routine. And you can do that for everything at work. If you don't really like your work, maybe if you don't really like what you do in your office, maybe you can actually listen some music, having a headphone or some earpods, and listen, I don't know, a music or podcast you really like, you really enjoy. There are a lot of them, and maybe you can find like a specific topic you really want to learn, and then you will subscribe to those podcasts, and it will help you to make your day-to-day much enjoyable, even if you don't like your job. Maybe the clothes, also what you wear, has an impact on your well-being, on the way you see things. Like if you wear, I don't know, sometimes when you wear shorts, it makes, it's less serious, and so you feel maybe more like it's more like chilling, and it helps you to be more like holidays. I mean, it sounds more like holidays for some people, like shorts, t-shirts, they like it because it's like a bit like holidays. The same for the shoes. Obviously, when you wear some some clothes that don't really make you more like make your day too serious, sometimes it can have an impact on your daily routine. And actually the daily routine is like everything you do in your life, I mean in your day, but day per day is actually your life. So it's important actually to try to optimize every single moment you do in your life. That's the most important. Every single thing you do in your life, just try to optimize it, to have what you do, to make it more pleasurable. Like it has to be, life is too short to suffer with what you do, definitely. So my dear guest L, did you try any tips or any techniques that can improve your life?
I mean, with regards to making your day-to-day life enjoyable, I think I'm gonna start with the main reason as to what sparked this podcast at the beginning. So I have this
Indeed.
alarm that I have on a daily basis because that's a really important alarm that I had. So I have this one music for all the alarms that I have, but I got bored with it. And usually I associate that alarm with me leaving, or with me going to work, with me leaving to a place of comfort. I usually associate that sound to to those kind of things that I don't really like. So now I have Pavloved myself into thinking that, oh my god, something negative is probably gonna happen. So now I was thinking, maybe I should change this certain alarm for my medication to make it more fun, you know? It doesn't have to be stressful all the time. So I changed my alarm for that one, and it's a bit of a funny alarm. Not a lot of people could guess, pinpoint where that music came from. Probably people from TikTok can guess. They will know because I learned that from that platform. But yeah, I got the I downloaded the MP3 version of the music.
What song is it?
Actually, it's not a song. It's I don't know which American show it was, but the contestant stopped the host and started singing that certain music. Like she's calling the Holy Spirit, you know, like activating the Holy Spirit. And I think most of the people that has already heard the that me saying activating the Holy Spirit, they probably know what song it is.
Nice.
So yeah, I was just saying, you know, like, oh my god, I have to take my pills, so now it's time to activate the Holy Spirit, you know? It's just so funny. And then, why not? I downloaded it. I was
Exactly.
laughing actually, coming to, because I was coming to an apartment. I was going to an apartment, just laughing and changing it. And then, you know, the person asked me, the owner of the apartment asked me, oh, you changed your alarm. What happened? Or like, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, I think it's fun. I told him, I said, yeah, I think it's fun, and I think the music is, you know, it's a bit funny. So that's why I'm changing it, you know, and now it's stuck with me. I think the alarm is with me for almost a month now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
And yeah, it's funny because songs, me too, like sometimes when you have the same alarm or the same ringtone,
yeah.
when someone calls you, well, you are always a bit like stressed. Oh, who is calling me? So, you know, like you don't know if it's someone like for, I don't know, the inspection of your house, for an interview, or maybe something else, and maybe it's your boss. So you're a bit stressed. And when you use the same alarm for everything, your brain automatically alerts you, oh, this might be bad. So directly, I mean, sometimes in my case, actually, I used that kind of, I had my brain to reuse the same ringtone I have normally on my phone when someone calls me. So when someone calls me, is dogs doing like quack quack, you know.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one.
And yes, and I normally I have that one when someone is calling me. This is my this is the ringtone. So ringtone is that one, and now I reuse the same for my alarm in the morning. So my brain automatically thinks, oh, maybe someone calling me. So I wake up easier because the brain thinks, oh, that might be not dangerous but important.
That's right. Yeah.
And however, obviously, if you use the same alarm all the time, sometimes you know you just when you hear the same song, automatically your brain associates the song to something. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and obviously we want to make our life fun and good. So like if you have an alarm when you have to do something but it's not bad, why to have a song that you use also for maybe less enjoyable things, like someone is calling you, it's like a bit disrupting, you know. So you just want to change everything to make it just fun and
enjoyable.
likable. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when you want to make your studies enjoyable, or making your projects or assignments enjoyable, um, of course you have to be focused, but then some
Mm.
people actually already do this, like listening to music and podcasts, which I've already mentioned. So yeah, that in itself is making it somewhat, it's helping to alleviate the stress of making the making the assignment, and don't take it too seriously. Let's be honest here. Don't take everything too seriously, just take it easy is what I would say.
I like it. And the same, you speak about the assessments. Obviously, it's not, you know, usually assessments is a bit like, oh, I still have to do my assessment. It's a bit painful because most most of us don't like that much to do assessments. And if you do it on your desk in front of a white wall and just in a room, sometimes it makes even the moment worse. It's like a bit of a punishment. But if you do the same assessment in a fun place, like you just go to the Starbucks, um, like nearby where you live, and maybe you will like the Starbucks. Maybe there are a lot of people celebrating their birthday there. It's a happy place, and doing your assessment there, it will make it more like fun because everything around you is good. Like it's not too formal. I'm in a Starbucks. I'm not in my room. It's not like a test room. It's not like a test center. It's more like fun, and so I like it. You can also listen like music, maybe without lyrics. Otherwise, it might be harder to focus. But some good music you like, and that might help you also to be more focused. The same, like nowadays I've seen several times actually people doing interviews, like job interviews in a Starbucks because it's less formal. It's more like a chat. It's not really like normally interviews will be like, I don't know, in a boardroom, just like dark carpet, like the blue carpet, the kind of really annoying lights, those kind of flashy office lights, and then you would have a boring table, usually a big table, and just two or three people in front of you,
Like a
and
panel.
it's so stressful. It sounds like they have to judge you, or it sounds like almost you did something bad, and actually you just applied for a job. You actually are interested to the company, but the setup isn't good. And I know in the past it used to be the normal way to do interviews, but nowadays it's so good because nowadays it's not formal anymore. Why they have, before, like doing an interview also, the manager or the boss would try to ask some questions, but it's actually a trap. I mean, just to see if the candidate is good or not. They will like those kind of questions that are kind of tricky. There's actually a trap behind it. I mean, you might get trapped. I mean, I'm not sure if you.
Like they won't like your answer and then they won't hire you
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not an easy answer to say, and they do that on purpose because they want to make you uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I never understood that. Or they try to intimidate you also. They try to ask you like those kind of silly questions like, why do you want to work for me? Like, why are you better than the others? Why I would hire you? Like, you don't look better than the other candidates. Why you?
That's
Like,
not
those
nice.
kind. No, it's not nice. But they do that, and nowadays it's much more like just with mates. Like, you are my mate. Hi, what's up? Like, we are in a Starbucks, chilling. I give you a frappuccino. What would you like? Let's speak about what you know. It's more about sharing. It's more about having a conversation. More about like, oh, do you know this? Oh yes. Oh, you might be helpful for our company. Then, oh, you know that as well. It's more about feelings. It's more about you might be suitable for the culture of our company, and it makes the interview much more enjoyable as well. And also the first impression for the candidate is much better, because before, obviously, for my parents as well, the interviews they had were like like really
Intense.
intimidating and very intense, and you know, like for CEO of companies, they would like, okay, this is the time when I can be a bit like asking some bad questions. I mean, not being nice, and that's not good, because why? You know, the candidate, they don't do anything. Why you try to make that person uncomfortable?
And apparently, the candidate can't do the same to the prospect
No,
employer.
no.
Like ask them, oh yeah, how's the culture in your company? How is the turnover rate in your company? That's a really uncomfortable question, but you can't do it. It's a bit unfair, no?
Well, you can do it actually.
Oh, you can, but
of course,
you will risk not getting hired.
No, I know, but yeah, they will do that, or you know, if they see no jobs for, I mean, they like, they will say, oh, are you married? Do you have kids? You know, like, okay, do you plan to have kids? Why didn't you work for 6 months? What happened? Why have you done that job? Why did you work just for 3 months for that company? I mean, that can be understandable, because maybe that person just don't like to stay long in a company, but you know, again, maybe that company wasn't good, and it's the duty of the company to try to have the person working for that company for a long term. I mean, you know, like longer and longer, because everything in the company has to be enjoyable and fun. But sometimes I believe most of the time actually, we get bored when what we do is just not fun, not, you know, when you really like something, you will never be bored of what you do, when you really enjoy what you do. And this is why in your life, in your day-to-day life actually, I mean, every day you should always have the most of enjoyable things you do. For instance, at every end of my day, like in the evening before to go to bed, you should actually review how was your day, and what you didn't really like. Or today I did, you know, maybe, I don't know, I doing my job wasn't really enjoyable, but how can I improve it? How can I make it better? Or maybe, oh, today I had to clean my house, and it wasn't really funny. I didn't really like it after I had a headache and I didn't feel well for the rest of the day. How can you make it better? Maybe if you really don't like to clean, or maybe you are, you know, you are maybe allergic to dust. I mean, you know, you it's not really good for you to clean, because you know you don't feel well after. You would sneeze because of the dust, and so on. Maybe to buy, you know, those kind of robot that clean for you might be an option, maybe, perhaps. Or maybe when you, I don't know, you don't like to cook, how can you make it more fun? Because you don't like to cook, but at the same time you don't want to buy takeaway food. You still want to eat at home, and you want to make the food at home because maybe it's cheaper, maybe because you prefer the food. At least you know what you eat, you know what you buy, and you know what's in your plate. So how can you make the cooking process more enjoyable? Try really to think what actually I don't like. Maybe it's just cleaning the dishes. So maybe you might clean the dishes once a day. Maybe, you know, like always in your sink, have like your sink just full of water, and every meal of the day, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, just, you know, put your plate inside of the sink. In my case, I don't do that because I like cleaning the dishes, but I know some people don't like cleaning the dishes, so that might be a good option. Having soap already in the sink, the sink, plenty of water with a bit of soap, and then at the end of the day, when you will have to clean the dishes, it will be much easier. Otherwise, using a dishwasher, perhaps, maybe you can turn on the dishwasher twice a week. Maybe, you just remove all the food with a napkin, a serviette, before to put the dishes in the dishwasher, so you won't have mold, it won't smell bad. and maybe just turn on the dishwasher once or twice a day, once or twice a week, and that might make the cooking process easier. Maybe it's actually when you cook you don't like, so maybe you might watch a movie at the same time of cooking. You know, you can put your phone or a tablet, kind of an iPad, a tablet on the wall. You can watch like your favorite series while you are cooking, and maybe that will be more enjoyable. Maybe it's actually the kitchen. The kitchen is a problem because maybe in your kitchen it's really dark and it doesn't, like it doesn't make you feeling very happy when you cook in that dark kitchen. So maybe you should change something, trying to have a different light, try to have maybe a painting on the wall. Obviously it's not possible to move your kitchen to another place in your house because it requires a lot of work, but you can just do some easy fix, like some easy fixes like having a better light, maybe changing, I don't know, something else. Maybe you have too many things or too many tools, like I don't know, you have a lot of blenders, you have a lot of, maybe you have two microwaves, you have a lot of kitchen robots, those kind of big big tools for
like
cooking.
A mixer?
Yeah, those kind of things, and it takes a lot of space. It's crazy, and then you don't have any space on your worktops. So how can you make the bench tops of your kitchen more cleaner? Well, maybe just to remove things you don't need or you might not need, and that's also a good process. And when you try to optimize your day like that, bit per bit, so every day you try to see what can I improve. Every task you do daily, try to see how you can improve it and how you can make it better. And in bonus, actually, it will be much easier to wake up, because when your day is not a boring day, when your day is really enjoyable, why would you stay in your bed? Usually you stay in your bed because you're not that tired. Obviously, I speak when you're not tired. When you're not really tired, but you just stay in your bed because you say, okay, what I do now? You don't have much goals to do, and what you have to do is not really fun. You say, oh, I still have to do this, and still that, and still that. Okay, maybe you have to do it. Maybe you don't have choice. You have to do them. You have to do, those chores. But how can you make them more enjoyable? How can you make them better or differently? Maybe there's a way to not do them somehow, or maybe just do them differently. Like normally you have, I don't know, imagine you have a bathtub, and you have a shower, and you are always used to have a shower. Maybe today just have a bath, and it will make the experience just better. Or maybe normally you are working on your laptop you have an office at home, and it's not actually a really good office because you are sitting on the chair, on the table, and it's a bit boring and you don't really like the experience. Maybe having a standing desk just next to the window, so you have the view of the window, your standing desk, and maybe eating some cherry tomatoes or some apple, some slices of apple. Maybe that will make of an apple. So maybe that will make your task, your work, your job much more enjoyable.
So yeah, what we're saying here is basically pairing something that you find unenjoyable with something that you really like to do, because it neutralizes or even makes the experience better. So yeah, just replacing replacing or changing things in, let's say, your kitchen helps a lot to make the cooking process much more enjoyable for you. And maybe also have your partner or your children help you. Having somebody with you while you do something that you don't enjoy that much, you share together your day, your experiences, what you think in life, or what you think in general, is really good too. So it's basically socialization while doing something that you really don't enjoy, which in turn would make it really enjoyable. So So yeah, I think it's good. It's good to be with people, of course. But yeah, if you like doing things alone,
Indeed.
then those those things that has been mentioned by Mr. Pierre could be employed for you as well. Of course, we have different practices. Let's say you don't really like studying in a crowded area, that's fine. So how
If you
about
don't, yeah.
yeah, you like your desk, that's fine, but still it bothers you too much. How about, facing the window perhaps while you study? Or probably listen to some music, which has been mentioned, without the lyrics. Actually, there's this famous YouTuber in YouTube, of course. This account is so famous because it just keeps on what do you call it? Like doing a live, like it never stops, and it's just music.
Oh, it's alive all the time.
Yes.
Oh,
Then
yes.
of course everybody knows this person. It's lo-fi. Lo-fi.
Lo-fi is the name.
The name of the YouTuber. It's just study with me.
So how do you spell it?
LOFI.
LOFI.
So a lot of people are subscribed to this YouTuber because it's just really calming music without lyrics, and it's just study with me, and it's just listening to really relaxing music while studying or doing your assignment. It's we all have our preferences. That's okay.
Exactly.
As long as we know what we want, and then we could combine those undesirable things that we don't want to do with something that we really like.
Definitely.
We make a good experience, which is so important, because if we don't always do the things we like in life, especially like vacations. We don't do it every day.
No.
But if you treat your daily life as a vacation, try to make it as a vacation, then you make your life happier, which is so important, because you only live once. Don't live it in a miserable way. You don't, make yourself not complain. That's it. See the beauty.
This is exactly the goal. Indeed, you understood exactly what's about, making your life so good, because sometimes you just complain like about things you don't like in your life, but actually you can just continuing doing them, but changing, make them less serious. I mean, sometimes at your workplace, you feel like what you do is too serious, and maybe just going, I don't know, maybe there's a canteen, or I don't know, a high table where you can just sit and it feels less serious, and that will already make your job better and more fun.
Yeah, maybe wear a silly sock.
Yeah, exactly.
You think your corporate attire is too
funny
much?
tie, yes.
Yeah, a funny tie or a silly sock. There's nothing wrong with that.
Have fun in your life.
Have fun, It's just, don't take yourself too seriously, It's like...
Yeah. Definitely. You just have one life, and sometimes we feel, oh, if I behave that way, it's not good. But if you like it, if for you it's just what you like, then you will do it also better, because it will be more enjoyable for you. And obviously when you don't like what you do, obviously you will do it not as good as if you like what you are doing.
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right. Yeah. So if you think your desk is boring, put some plants in there. Take care of something alive for once.
Exactly.
But then also take care of the soil and leaves falling in your desk, of course.
Oh,
yeah, that's important too. So
that's also important
to make the cleaner's life enjoyable. I would say.
That's why if you have a cleaner, of course, and and that's also if you really don't like to clean, maybe just have a cleaner once a week. Yeah. And at least it will be always done. You are sure that you will never procrastinate about not cleaning it, because every Wednesday my place will be clean. So you know that it will be done. It will be well done. It will be done in a really good way, and you don't have to care about it anymore. So it's less space in your head as well. And the same for everything. Sometimes what you do, sometimes we tend to do something in a serious manner because we think otherwise it's for kids. Like if you have a bath, we are speaking about bath and shower just before, and maybe just have a rubber duck in your bath, or just you can even play with soap and phone, and I don't know, with water whatsoever. You can just make it fun.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Yeah, or when you want the adult version, I don't know, have some
With the mousse of the soap, yeah.
have a chocolate in there,
Oh, chocolate, yeah, of
have
course.
the lints in there,
Definitely, you
They're
can.
half price at Kohl's, and have the wine,
It's funny, I used to have coffees when I was having a bath a few years ago, and it was really good. I used to read magazines in my bath while having a coffee, and maybe sometimes a chocolate too, actually. Yeah.
Light some candles, Make it fun, light some candles, even though it's morning.
Have a radio, listen music, whatsoever. But the most important is just to enjoy what you do, and if you don't enjoy it, try to see there's always a way to do it differently, always. And sometimes you just have to think differently. The same, like when I was a kid, I didn't like to sleep in my bedroom when it was really dark. And it was so dark because my parents have really deep blanket. Like the place is completely dark. There are no lights from outside because it's a bit like my parents have a big garden, so there's nothing nearby. No electric lights from the street, so it was so dark in my bedroom, and I didn't feel very secure, and so my parents put some stars, the stars.
Oh yeah, the glow in the dark stars.
Yeah, exactly, those one. And so when I was sleeping during the night, when I would switch off the light, wow, it was so beautiful because I could see all the stars on my ceiling, and just having that makes the experience and sleep much better.
I've actually seen some parents convert the bunk beds of their child. The lower part is for playing, the upper part is for sleeping, but then they try to make it look as if it's a tent. So it makes the sleeping, tucking the children to bed, and for the children sleeping much more enjoyable. It's like, wow, we're camping tonight, and then and once you enjoy what you're doing, then you also make the other people's experiences of you much more enjoyable because you become a better person.
Exactly, yeah. If you like what you do, if you like your life, obviously, you will be a better person. Better. It's not that you're not good now, but you will be maybe more patient.
Much more understanding.
Much more understanding, and maybe more happy.
Yes.
Person,
And you could also share your solutions and experiences to your peers if you finally found it,
Definitely.
If maybe this is the reason why you tell your colleagues why you're experiencing this, and then try and help, of course.
Always. So yes, there's always a way to make it better, and sometimes just to speak, to someone, to say, look, I don't really like the environment now, and can change to something else. The same if you live with your partner and you don't really like the environment where like in the house, the setup of the furnitures. Maybe you can just speak, and if you want to, I don't know, to move something in your place, or you think there are way too many furnitures, or maybe you don't like the bed, or you think the position of the bed is not good, or maybe where you sleep is too small, or maybe you want to sleep on a hammock. You can just speak and talk, and then they will understand. The same for your boss. In your company, you can just ask, perhaps could I work 2 days from home, and maybe that will also make your job better and more enjoyable. Yeah. You could even go to an Airbnb on every Friday, on Fridays, and work from somewhere in a place, in a hotel, in a different city, and you will work from there, and then in the evening you would be like you're doing a city trip from Friday to Sunday, and that could be also a really good way to improve and to give more happiness in your life.
That's right.
So I believe we pretty much we covered everything. So happy life, and this is the end.
Goodbye.